Well, good morning ladies and gents, and welcome back to another video. Today you join me back at the Island Fisheries, and this time I'm fishing with Joe, who you would have seen on the channel before. We're fishing peg 2 and we've split it, so I'm fishing the left hand side of the swim and he's got the right hand side. I've predominantly gone with all 3 rods, well 2 of my rods out towards the island, and I've got 1 in the margin area, and whereas Joe's sort of focusing more in the channels, and there's 1 on the point of the island in front of him as well. Conditions today looking pretty good. I mean, it's meant to be overcast the majority of the day with the sun breaking through as well, with a southwesterly wind as well. The temperature's quite warm today, so got the shorts on, but apart from that it's looking good for a bite, that's for sure. So like I said, all 3 rods are out on their spots. I'll go through tactics, my tactics and Joe's tactics with you later, but apart from that, get the kettle on, have myself first brew of the day, and fingers crossed we get a fish. Well, there we go then. The rods have been in probably about 30 minutes to be fair, and the middle rod's gone off out towards the island on the CB4 wafter, and what a lovely scaly carp that is to start with. Hopefully we can get ourselves a few more of these, but I'll go home happy just catching this one. So after just slipping back that fish, I thought about time we go through the tactics that we're going to be using on today's session. So as I mentioned earlier, I've got my 3 rods out. I've got 2 of them towards the island and my left hand rod currently towards the margin. And all 3 rods are on exactly the same tactic as what I was using on my last session. I've got blowback rigs on all 3 rods. And I'm using the CB4 wafters, which is the bait that I had that 17 pounder on my last trip. It's worked for me before in the past, so I thought I'll stick with that one. I know it's going to catch me a fish if they're in the area, and it's only gone in work. So that's sort of the tactics that I'm using today and what I'm going to be sticking with. And Joe, he's going to be telling you what he's using at the moment as well.
So on peg 2, for those who don't know, there's a nice channel right in front, the right hand side of the swim. So I've set up really with 2 rods heading out towards that channel, sort of 1 on the left hand side, 1 on the right hand side. And anybody who's fished the islands before, there's always opportunity, there's always good places to fish. So I've started there. There's a bit of water between them, and I'll wait for fish to move. But when I first got here this morning, there was a bit of fish activity along the left hand side. So I've in the past when I fished the islands, I've always done quite well on sticky krill on wafters. So just going for something I know this morning, I've gone for 3 rods on those wafters. The rig I'm using, again, all 3 is a sort of a German variation rig, which is effectively a hook with an O-ring micro swivel around the hook, with a hook bead, and that's on fluorocarbon. I've always done quite well here with that, so I think this morning we're just going to stick with what I know, and if I don't get any bites around midday, I might look to change 1 or 2, try and nick a bite a different way. Fingers crossed. I'm quite confident.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention that I'm going with very little baiting approach. I'm literally just using a PVA mesh bag as I'm casting out, just with 3 boilies in the bag, and I'm not going to be putting out catapulting any bait out, any free bait, as that's what's sort of done well for me in the past, especially on the last session. I don't know about you, you're catapulting some boilies out as well.
Yeah, I've always, I mean, there's a bit of a debate here actually. Some people do spot out quite a lot of bait. I've always found that actually, especially with day sessions, catapult around sort of 15 boilies around each bait works quite well. I'll always try and get a bit of a small PVA mesh bag as well. Sometimes I find, particularly casting into the wind, it can be quite difficult, especially to hit the right spots I want to do. So I think single hook bait with 10 to 15 boardies around it is going to be my tactic today.
Yeah, so fingers crossed we'll get a few more fish before the day ends. Right, just had this one, helicopter rig, sticky krill wafter, 17 pound 8, tight to the island. Very happy with this, lovely fish, lovely looking mirror. I just started thinking about changing tactics as well, which is always a nice surprise. Just swap it around. Happy days. Oh, right, second of the session. This one's 15 pounds 6 ounces. Caught just my right margin. Again on a sticky krill wafter over some halibut pellets. This one came a bit of a surprise. It's been quiet for a few hours, but very much welcome. Lovely common. It's just coming up to 3 o'clock and it's been on and off raining now for the past couple of hours. It's been probably about 2-3 hours since Joe had his second fish of the day, and apart from that it's been quite low on the action front. We've seen a few fish top out towards the island and in the channel, and a few fish showing in the margin, but the rods have remained quiet. I've continued to have the 2 rods out towards the island, and I've played about with one just in my margin and one out towards the point of the island, but I think for the rest of the day we've got another couple of hours till we have to start packing up. That's where I'm going to stick with those. Joe again, he's gone with the same. He's got one in the margin and one on the point and one on the upper point of the island to the left. But I think, yeah, it's forecast to carry on raining for the next few hours, but as soon as we have that break I think it'll be time to pack up. Only here for the day, so fingers crossed we'll get another chance of a fish. Well guys, thank you very much for watching. It's been a cracking day's fishing. Joe had those 2 carp up to 17 pound 8 ounce, and I finished with just the one. that lovely scaly mirror that I had this morning around the 12 pound mark. But we have had a few showers today, which has made filming pretty difficult, and we've just found a gap in the rain to pack up, and it's meant to rain again this evening, so we've just missed that, thankfully. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and until the next time, I'll catch you later.